Maybe a presidential debate really isn't worth the time. There really are a lot of factors to consider here. Check this out. Leave your comments, ding the bell, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel.
Morning, Tom. Thanks for taking my call, and hope all's well. I want to both disagree and agree with Nancy Pelosi as a jumping-off point. First, I disagree with her endorsement of Joe Kennedy. I think as the Senate author of the Green New Deal, I think Ed Markey's a proven progressive champion, and we need him back in the Senate. But where I agree with Speaker Pelosi is in her suggestion that Biden forgoes any debates with Trump. Tom, seeing how Trump literally has no platform at all we're going to get from him are lies and fallacious attacks. So rather than debate a guy whose campaign message is to millions of suffering Americans is to let them eat cake, let's have Biden and Harris focus on an affirmative message. I suggest expanding the Build Back Better slogan to say Build Back Better to an America that works, and addresses the plans, lays out the national plans to address the four crises Biden identified in his convention speech. A, suppressing the virus. B, fixing the Trump-destroyed economy. C, addressing the racial injustice still plaguing the nation 57 years ago today from Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech in the March on Washington. And finally, D, taking on the climate crisis. Why not have Biden start promising green jobs for all? What do you think, Tom? Do you see any benefit to debating an arsonist and pathological liar like Donald Trump?
A couple of thoughts here, Jeff. Number one, typically in a debate situation, the person calling for the debate is the person who is down and needs the publicity. And the person avoiding the debate is the person who typically is the incumbent and has, the momentum of office, and they don't want the challenger to get the publicity. That dynamic is kind of been flipped upside down this time around, because while Trump's the incumbent and has all the benefits of incumbency, he's also way, way down in the polls. So he needs the debate in as much as, he needs to clean up his act on the one hand. On the other hand, Trump's comments the other day that he wants to drug test Biden before he'll debate him, I think that was Donald Trump's way of telling us that he's afraid of debating Biden. And he's, and if he could figure out a way to blow it up, he'd go for it. With regard to, the equation on Joe Biden's side, we know two things. Number one, we know Joe Biden isn't the best debater in the world, although, my concerns from when he was in the Democratic debate, where it seemed like he was off in space at times. Now I understand he's been a lifelong stutterer. He has basically a hard time getting thoughts out, So that concerns me, but it doesn't concern me a lot. And I think the convention did a good job of pointing that out, particularly with that little kid who was the stutterer. But the other thing is your point, Jeff, and I completely agree with it, which is Donald Trump will just pull any old thing out of his backside and throw it out as if it was true. And Biden will be reduced to saying that's not true. And Trump will say, yes, it is true. And there's not a moderator. There's not a referee. There's nobody to throw a flag on the play. And so I certainly understand Nancy Pelosi's position, and there would be I would not be at all disappointed or bummed out if the debates did not happen. But if Joe Biden is the one who pulls the plug, then Trump and his campaign are going to make the most of that. Every single day you're going to see ads about, what's Biden afraid of? What's he trying to cover up? Why is he hiding? Even if Trump didn't want to do the debate. So Biden can't afford, Biden can't afford to be the guy who says, no, I'm not going to do it. Nancy Pelosi, she has the luxury of offering her opinion. Biden can't. So hopefully we can scare Trump to the point where he'll double down on, I won't do it without the drug test.